Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be reacting to the report from Ben Standig that the Washington Commanders would trade almost anyone, including Chase Young, to acquire a top tier quarterback. We'll react to that and some other things on his story up on The Athletic. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. I'm so close to 7,000 subscribers, so please help me get there. Also hit that like button and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. And I would appreciate if you guys could follow my Twitter. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on there. Now, let's get right into the video. So like I said earlier, this is an article from Ben Standig of The Athletic. I'll try to link the story down below in the description. But basically, it was a mailbag story, and someone asked him a question, and I'll read it right here. He said, "Do you think the Commanders would ever consider making Chase Young part of a trade to get a top veteran QB?" And Ben Standig said, "I think almost anyone on the roster is available if the result is Washington improving at the quarterback position. In Young's case, that would mean the Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson level. And I assume if Deshaun Watson is cleared of all his charges, he would be in that same tier as well." So he's basically saying, obviously, Chase Young will not get traded for, Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr, if Matt Ryan, if the Falcons were moving on from him. He obviously would not be in any of those scenarios. But he's saying if Chase Young is required in the deal by the other teams in like a Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, or Russell Wilson case, then they would consider. But I still think they're going to try to do whatever they can to not include Terry McLaurin, Jonathan Allen, Chase Young in any of these deals because, they don't want to lose these guys. They're core guys. I mean, Jonathan Allen and Terry McLaurin are both team captains. So is Chase Young. And you want to extend Terry McLaurin. Hopefully he's a Washington Commander for life. And same thing with Jonathan Allen. And then Chase Young, he is, one of the faces of the franchise, if not the face of the franchise. And his value, in my opinion, right now is the lowest it'll probably ever be, unless he, just never comes back to what he was and what we thought he would be. Because, his first year played really well. Won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Second year, though, is a little bit of a letdown in the beginning of the season, and then he tears his ACL. So, his value is still high. Like, you can get a decent amount back for him, but not as much as he is worth, in my opinion. So there's no reason to trade Chase Young unless the team is like, the only way we're trading Deshaun Watson or, Russell Wilson is if Chase Young is included. And even then, it's kind of like, I don't know, do I want to do that? I mean, obviously, in my opinion, straight up, Deshaun Watson for Chase Young, of course I would do that. But that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. You're still going to have to give up picks and players, and that's where it kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to do that. Sorry, I definitely don't want to trade Terry. Don't want to trade Jonathan Allen. Those guys are core guys. Jonathan Allen is, under contract for, I believe, 4 more years. Terry's under contract for just this season. We have to try to extend him. And then Chase Young's under contract for 3 more years. I don't see why you need to trade him. And, let's say they're trying to get Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson. The first thing they should try to do when they give the first offer is picks, and then maybe someone on that D-line besides Chase Young and Jonathan Allen, maybe Daron Payne or Montez Sweat, and then you can go from there. And then if they're like, the only way we trade the only way we trade Deshaun Watson is if we give up Chase Young or you give up Montez Sweat, then that is something that you have to consider then, but try not to offer someone like Chase Young early on. And I see a very low, I think there's a very, very low chance that Chase Young even gets brought up in trade talks. Definitely don't think he gets traded this offseason. Like, if I had to give a percentage, I would give up like 0.5%. And even us trading for a high tier quarterback like Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, or, Deshaun Watson, or even Derek Carr, who's a, tier under those guys, is very low. Like, I would say 10%, maybe a little bit higher. So, Chase Young is not getting traded, guys. Don't worry. But I think that just shows you, and we know this for a while, they are willing to do whatever it takes. And that's what I want them to do. Do whatever it takes. Try to get that franchise guy. But I don't think you guys should take this story, or not even a story, just what Ben Standig said right here, as the Washington Commanders are going to trade Chase Young, or they're, putting him in trade talks. No, that's not going to happen. The only way it would happen, is if another team said, we want Chase Young. And that's the only way it's going to even come up in trade conversations, if another team asks for Chase Young. So that's kind of my thoughts right there on this whole situation. I think they will be aggressive. I think they should be aggressive to get one of these top tier guys, to get Deshaun Watson if he is cleared, to get Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. I love him. I'm not as high on Aaron Rodgers as I am on Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson if he is cleared, but I still do like him, and I would give up a decent amount to get him. So that's kind of my thoughts right there. Let me know down below if you would trade Chase Young for Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson, if you would even include him in those packages right there. So here is another piece of the story. There's this, and then something about running backs. So someone asked Ben Standig, hey Ben, can you rank free agent quarterbacks and potential draft picks in a top 10 of most likely to be under center for next season? So he included pretty much all the free agent quarterbacks, the guys that are going to be in the draft, and then Jimmy Garoppolo, because he thinks pretty much Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get traded. So we'll look at this right here. At number 10 is Sam Howell. Hopefully that does not happen. Not that I don't like Sam Howell, but I don't see him as a guy where I want to draft him in the first and start him right away. I think, I'd rather... Yeah, he's not my top guy, and I don't think he would be starting right away. You look at Matt Corral, similar, right? With him, he didn't really. His offense was a lot of quick game, short stuff, and it might take him a little bit of time to adjust in the NFL. Next, Malik Willis. Again, if we draft him, it's probably, which I don't think we will, but if we do, let's say if our top quarterback, if it's Kenny Pickett, he's off the board, maybe they want to get Malik Willis. But if that happens, I think they'll have someone like Trubisky, Heineke, Winston as a stop back, bridge quarterback for them. And Malik Willis will either start later that season or the season after that, kind of similar to what Trey Lance did. Taylor Heineke is the next guy on this list. I would probably put him a little bit higher, but this is Ben's article. And yeah, Heineke at 7, definitely can't disagree too much with it. I hope he's not our starting quarterback week 1, but there's definitely a chance, but it's likely they do bring in a veteran, and if they bring in a veteran and a rookie, then Heineke's probably going to be second or third on the depth chart. Next is Jameis Winston. I really like Jameis Winston as a bridge quarterback. He's my top bridge quarterback that I would go after. 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions this past season, was 5-2 with the Saints before he tore his ACL. He should be good to go for the season, and I don't think the ACL will have a huge effect on him just because, he doesn't rely on his athleticism to make plays. Next guy is Kenny Pickett. He's my top quarterback in this draft right now. Things could change, obviously, with the combine, pro days, and things that come out, but I like Kenny Pickett. And, having him at 5 is good, and I would not mind at all if he's our week 1 starter. We might not make the playoffs with Kenny Pickett, but I do like him as a guy that I think could be a capable starter and even a good starter in this league. Next guy, Marcus Mariota. I hope that doesn't happen. I like the player and the person, but it's just he's too injury prone, and I just don't see if he's a clear upgrade over Heineke. I don't think so. Like he's more talented for sure. He was the number 2 overall pick, but is he really more talented? I don't know. Next guy on this list, Jimmy Garoppolo. I thought he would be even higher on this list, but I'm happy he's not, because I do not want to trade like a second and like a fifth for Jimmy G and pay him $30+ million a year. That would be a nightmare scenario for me, especially if we just go into the season, let's say Jimmy G, Kyle Allen, and Heineke. That would be a nightmare scenario. If we get Jimmy G, we should try to pair him with a rookie, either a first-round guy or a second-round guy. So someone like Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder, some other guys as well, Sam Howell. I think that's what you do if you get Jimmy G. Next guy on this list, Teddy Bridgewater. Obviously, connections in Carolina. Ron never coached him, I don't think. But Marty Herney, who is one of our top front office guys, he signed him and gave him a big contract. So I think, definitely some connections there. And, I think Scott Turner was there with him in Minnesota, obviously as a receivers coach, but still, obviously, they interacted. I'm not a huge fan of Teddy Bridgewater, but I like him better than Mariota. And, I think he's an upgrade over Heineke, but not a big upgrade. He's kind of just a journeyman guy who really is not going to get you, really anywhere except for maybe like 9 wins, maybe. And then the next guy, Mitch Trubisky. I mean, this is a hot name. Everyone's been, saying a lot of the inside guys, especially like Ben Standig, Kevin Sheehan. And then I think Kimes mentioned it as well. Mitch Trubisky is definitely a possibility here. And, I'm not a huge fan of it, but we'll see. I guess it's another scenario where if we get Mitch Trubisky, better pair him with a rookie because there's really not that much upside to Mitch Trubisky. So you might as well go after a rookie. And if you can start Mitch Trubisky, that's fine. But if you have Mitch Trubisky, Heineke, and whatever random quarterback out there, and you don't get a rookie, that's a wasted season. Unless Mitch Trubisky just absolutely balls out and you think he can be your franchise quarterback, which pretty much won't happen. That's a wasted season. So you have to get at least one guy this offseason that could potentially be your franchise guy. And the last, I'll do this real quick. Ben Stanek mentioned that Washington wants to maybe potentially add to the running back position besides J.D. McKissic. They want to bring back J.D. McKissic, but besides that, they want to try to add maybe another guy as well. And that's definitely not a bad idea. I do like Gibson. Obviously, he's got to clear up the fumbles, and then McKissic, love him. And Patterson's another guy that, he can definitely be your third back. So he kind of mentions that don't be surprised if Washington re-signs McKissic and adds another running back capable of spelling or taking over on early downs when Gibson sits. And that's a big thing. Gibson has been injury prone, and he might not be able to, get 15, 20 plus carries a game. So that is something where you might have to get a guy and, have him as an insurance policy. Or if Gibson absolutely looks great in the offseason and Patterson looks really good, then you can cut that guy that you signed, and it's smart. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. And yeah, go ahead and check out Ben Standig on Twitter. His Twitter is right here. And then also go check out his articles on The Athletic. Great articles, and he's got a great podcast. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.